Hi friends, it's Holly Jones from Mrs. Jones Stitches. Welcome to Flosstube number 20. Today is Tuesday, June the 6th, 2023, and I'm so glad you're joining me today. If you're new to my channel, this is a channel about cross stitch patterns, threads, floss, stitch alongs, haul, just all the things cross stitch. So if you're new here, welcome. I'm glad you're joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this is something you enjoy, and feel free to leave me a comment or question below and I'm happy to answer it. I have all my notes ready to go for this episode, so we'll go ahead and jump in and get started. I've seen tons of patriotic stitching online and it is so pretty. Just when I think I've seen all the patriotic patterns that are out there, I feel like I'm constantly seeing something new and different. So it's been really fun. I know Fat Quarter Shop, I believe, is using the hashtag Red, White, and June. And there's a lot of really cool stitch alongs going on right now. Colorado Cross Stitcher is doing her summer camp, and that kicked off June 1st. So I've loved looking at that. I really want to participate, but honestly, I kind of feel like I have too many irons in the fire right now, so I might try and participate later in the summer, but I don't think I'm going to be able to participate for June. I have too much stuff going. So Primrose has started the Welcome to the North Pole Sal, and they are breaking the chart up into like 6 different pieces, and for June, they're starting up here at the top with Welcome to the North Pole. I am going to participate in this. I have a tiny start. I don't know that I'm loving the fabric I chose, so I may do a redo. And I don't typically start at the top of patterns. I am a center starter, and so the center was actually like the canopy up here for this little hot cocoa stand. So I'll show you what I did, but like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to switch fabric. I was stitching on 32 count Mint Splash Lugana. I really liked it because I felt like the splash looked like snow, but I'm really concerned about how well the white is going to show up on this. So, and I'm using a bright white too. I'm using a color and cotton conversion that I put together, and their brightest white is called Pearl White, and it does show up. You can see it right here with that little snowflake. I'm just a little concerned about the snow on the ground and if it will show up enough. I think it'll be okay, but I don't know. I feel like this is a really big piece, and with as much time that you're going to put into something like this, I want to make sure that everything is going to really show up. So I haven't abandoned this fabric yet. I may just push through, but I do want to make sure that my white is going to show up, because there's a lot of white in this chart with the snowmen and the snow and stuff. So I don't want to keep going forward on this fabric if I'm not going to love it, because it is a big piece and it is a commitment piece. You know, I've seen people talk about breaking it up into smalls and doing like a dough bowl with a bunch of different, breaking the chart up into smalls, which I think is a really good idea. And you know, it would be a little bit more manageable, because a big project in a hoop, you know, for me anyway, I don't like having a ton of excess fabric, and I know you're gonna have to roll to get your piece all in there. So if you are intimidated by that, like I am, you may consider doing them in smalls, but I think I'm gonna stitch mine all in one piece. So that's my small start. Like I said, I start in the center of the chart because that's just the way I was taught and the way that I learned, so that's where I'm comfortable. So I'm also going to be participating in the Positivity Uplifts stitch along. This is through Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and I have not gotten my kit or needle minder, fabric, or anything like that yet, but I am participating in that, and I'm really looking forward to doing that. Let me go ahead and show you some previous finishes. I'm almost done stitching Patriotic. I know in my last video I said I was pretty much going to be done. I did sneak one more thing in there, actually two more things. I know I said I was done, and then I saw these two things and they're small, so I was like, well, I think I can get them done. So, but before that, let me show you a couple of my previous finishes. This is Grand Old Flag by With Thy Needle and Thread, and I stitched this. This is on 32 count ale by Picture This Plus, and I did use color and cotton. And this is one of my pieces whenever I talk about how much I love color and cotton. This is one of the pieces that will show you why. Look at the variegation here in the spool of that red. So pretty. And you can see it in her dress too. I know this color is called Winter's Eve. I believe it was a special edition color, and this is, I believe it's Bing Cherry. But I just love this piece. This is one of my my first Patriotic pieces that I really stitched, and I really think that it showcases the beautiful variegation of color and cotton, and that is why I love color and cotton so much. Okay. My next finish is Knee High by Hands On Design, and I stitched this a couple years ago. This is on like a 28 count natural, like a raw linen. I want to say I picked that fabric up probably at Hobby Lobby, because I know it was before I started using hand dyed fabric, but I really love this too. This was all stitched in DMC. It was pre color and cotton, so it was probably like, I would guess maybe 2017 or 18. I don't think I had a very, heavy color and cotton stash at the time. But anyway, I just love this piece, and I love this flag, and I really think it would be cute if you wanted to just stitch this flag and do a small like dough bowl finish. This would be a really cute flag to stitch for that. So I love this. And my last finish is another Hands On Design. This is Fourth Block Party, and in Kathy's finish, it is the little mattress finish. I did not finish mine in that way. I just stitched it as a long strip and framed it. So I loved stitching this eagle. It's my first time stitching an eagle, I'm pretty sure, but it was really fun to stitch, and I love this. This is a piece that came from Basket Market, which I've talked about in some of my previous videos. It's a Hobby Lobby clearance center here in Oklahoma City, and this was actually a fall piece, and I want to say behind here it said like gather or grateful or thankful. It said something fall, and you can kind of see when I turn it, this kind of protrudes out a little bit. There's kind of like a spacer back here, and so it kind of does have more of a 3D finish to it. But I was really happy with how this turned out. I stitched this and entered this in the state fair last year, and it's one of my favorite 4th of July pieces. So thank you, Kathy, for some super cute designs. And those are my previous finishes for 4th of July. In my previous video, I do believe I showed these, but I'll show them again just in case. This is Christmas Quilt by Primrose Cottage. I actually have a copy of the pattern here that I'll show. Or maybe I don't. Okay. So if you have this pattern, you will know that it is stitched in red and green, and I did a color conversion where I kept the flowers red, I did the lattice work in blue, and then I went and highlighted these little hearts, and I did them in white. This is stitched on 32 count ale by Picture This Plus. I did a Lori Holt fabric, navy blue fabric for the back, and then some white rickrack. And one of the questions I got in the comments from last week was how I attach my rickrack. And I'll be honest, this was the first pillow that I attached rickrack on, because I really wasn't sure how to attach it on. I didn't know if I was supposed to stitch it on or sew it on, and this is like a pretty firm rickrack, And so I used hot glue, and I just did a really thin like line, and then I just carefully pressed it on. It is not going anywhere. You know, I will say you do have at the bottom this kind of little area where they meet up, but when it sits in my dough bowl, you can't even tell. So that doesn't bother me. It might bother you, or it might bother some people, but for me, it was fine. So that was my Christmas quilt, and I love this pattern because you can literally do this for so many different things. So I'm definitely going to be stitching more of these. I love this pattern. And really, once you figure out like the pattern when you're stitching it, you don't even need to have the chart in front of you, because you know you'll figure it out pretty quickly. And you just keep repeating it. My other previous finish is Happy Birthday, Mr. President. This is a freebie from Paulette at Plum Street Samplers. It is on her blog. I did, if you follow my Instagram and go to my link that's in my bio, I do have it linked there so you can get to it. Otherwise, you have to scroll back. I want to say it's like 3 or 4 pages on her freebie section of her blog. I want to say this is from like 2010 maybe, but it's pretty old. But anyway, super cute. I think it was meant for George Washington's birthday, but I took off his birthday. I put 1776 instead, and finished this. I did stitch this with Color and Cotton, and this is my first time using Color and Cotton's Rick Rack bundle. And they had these in their shop, and I wanted to try them out. The Rick Rack is so soft. It is gorgeous. And it was really easy to attach. I did glue it on as well. You can kind of see down here where they meet up, but it's really nice. I really love it. So I really hope, I did text Angela the other day and ask her if she would be selling these in her shop. She said maybe eventually she will, but these right here were actually a mist dye, and so just to use up some dye, they dyed some Rick Rack. So that's what I had purchased in the shop. But hopefully, fingers crossed, that she'll add these to her shop, because I love it very much. Okay, so those are my finishes and previous finishes. I do have one more, and it is not fully finished. It was another freebie from Plum Street. Isn't that adorable? I love it so much. This was on the Plum Street Sampler blog too. It was a freebie as well. I want to say that maybe this one was from 2010 also. I know it's you know, a few years old. But like I said, if you go to my Instagram, it's at Mrs. Jones Stitches. I do have a link tree in my bio, and you can click that. And I did link this pattern there too, so you can go and not have to scroll through all the pages if you just want to find the chart. I was really happy with how this turned out. I used Winterberry by Color and Cotton. I used Tusk by Color and Cotton, and my blue is called Wintertide, also by Color and Cotton. And you can really see the pretty variegation here in the blue and in the red also. I really love this. And this is a piece of 32 count red by Picture This Plus. And I'll go ahead and show you. This is my other Patriotic small that I have been working on this week. This is Betsy's Tart by Plum Street Samplers, and I'm using, it's kind of my own color conversion. I actually saw a picture that Jessica the Sweetwater Stitcher sent me of a piece from Shepherd's Bush. So the pattern is actually, the only part of the pattern that is stitched with like a color is the flag. Everything else in the pattern looks almost like black and white, like almost like sepia toned or black and white. So the people at Shepherd's Bush had stitched it, but you know, added color. So they had done colored balloons, a colored dress. So I pulled my own colors to kind of not match it, but to look maybe a little bit similar. I did change all my colors for the balloons. They are still red, white, and blue, but I kind of changed up the order and everything. I need to do the dark blue here in her skirt, and then finish some filling up here. It's gonna say "Let Freedom Ring," and I'm really happy with this. But it was the color conversion was inspired by the Shepherd's Bush And I think I actually have a picture of that right here that I can show you, because it's super pretty. Okay, I'm sorry, not shepherd's bush, shepherd's needle. I'm sorry. This is on Instagram from Snaps, ELLESNAPS, and that was the picture of the one that shepherd's needle did. And it is so pretty. So like I said, I'm changing up my colors of the balloons here. I'm gonna take this other dark blue one down here, and it's gonna be red as well. And like I said, I need to do some filling on her skirt and just a couple other things, but this should finish this week. And it is so pretty, and it's gonna look great in my tiered tray with this on the other side next to these two friends. So really excited about them. Okay, let me show you my new start. Obviously I had the Betsy's Tart that I started, but in my previous video I asked you to tell me what I should start, and I showed up like 4 charts. I went ahead and started. I was really in the mood for some fall stitching, so I did go ahead and start Witch's Night Out by Brenda Gervais from With Thy Needle and Thread. And I worked on this last week when we were at the lake, and it is so pretty. I'm almost done. I have this pumpkin down here to do, and I want to say that might be it. Oh, I have the moon up here to do too, and then I think I'm done. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to finish this, if I'm going to do like a frame or if I'm going to do like a pillow finish for the dough bowl. I feel like I've done a lot of pillow finishes this year because I've been more comfortable using my sewing machine. But honestly, it's getting about time for me to start prepping for the state fair, and I like to have my pieces for the fair framed and kind of like an actual like piece. I'm a little bit nervous about sending something like a pillow finish like this to the fair, because I just feel like because it's so small, it could easily get lost. I know our fair does a great job of categorizing things, but you know, when you have something like this too, you're gonna have a lot of people touching it, and I don't want people with dirty hands touching my stuff. So I'm leaning more towards like a framed finish for this, just so it is maybe a little bit more protected. But I love it. I'm really happy with the colors I chose. I do have them listed on my Instagram if you are interested. And yeah, I can't wait to get her done. Okay, we're just moving right along today. This might be a short video. Let me show you what else I made. I am not a sewer. I'm not a quilter. And I'm just decently comfortable enough with my sewing machine to do like a small pillow finish. But I saw this picture on Instagram, and it was on Tina Egner's Instagram. And I'll link it below. I'll put the link to her Instagram. And it was the cutest pillow that looked like a flag. So I decided that I was going to try to make one. And let me show you the picture first, because I want you to see exactly what it looked like. And so you can see what I saw. So that is what it looks like. And it was beautiful. I thought it was just perfect, scrappy, vintage looking. So she has instructions linked up at the top right here. It says DIY, and it's actually a post from Emily Ann's Closet with instructions. Whoops. There you go. With instructions for how to make it. So I decided that I was going to give it a whirl. And here it is. Isn't that so fun? This took me like 5 hours. Again, I'm not super comfortable with my sewing machine. I'm not great at cutting a straight line. My actual workspace on my desk, I have my sewing machine over here, which you'll notice is not over here anymore. But my actual like cutting space was maybe like 8 inches by 12 inches, like not very big at all. And so I was having a hard time getting my strips of fabric cut straight because I just didn't have enough room to use my rotary cutter and my ruler. So anyway, I brought in a different table. It's kind of sitting over here by the window, and I moved my sewing machine. So you'll notice my sewing machine's not over here anymore. I centered my cutting mat, and this was great. It's very scrappy. It is not perfect. If if you look close, you'll see some errors and stuff, but I kind of feel like that is adding to like the scrappy charm of this. These are all a bunch of vintage buttons that I've collected over the years. And I did add some lace down here and again up here at the top. And I was really happy with how this turned out. So here's my pillow. And then I kind of got carried away. So after that, I made this one, which I thought was really pretty with the pastel palette with the light blue and pink. And after that, the wheels kind of fell off the wagon, and I have been like on a pillow making kick. I did this with like kind of like a darker like aqua color and more vintage buttons. And then I thought, what the heck? Like maybe we make one with patchwork. So this is my first time doing like patchwork piecing. These were 1 1/4 inch little squares that I had cut. Honestly, I had some scraps from whenever I had to trim these up, and other times where I just didn't measure or cut right. So I had a lot of little scraps. So I sewed all those together. I did not do buttons on this just because I thought I liked this fabric. But anyway, long story short, I have like all the pillows now. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but they were just so fun to make that I kind of couldn't stop. And I feel like too, every single pillow that I made got better. So practice really does, I don't want to say make perfect because it's far from perfect, but like, I'm just kind of learning a little bit more about measuring and quilting. And I don't even want to call it quilting. It's more like sewing, but like here I didn't measure real well, and so this white strip's really, small, but it's okay. It's for me. It's going in my house, and I'm just going to embrace the imperfect because that is truly what it is. But I just thought it was such a fun little scrappy pillow. So but I'm really proud of this one with the patchwork because I've never done anything like that before. So yeah, it's been fun. And I did take some of my scraps, and I put it in this cute little hoop, and yeah, I have this cute little patriotic hoop that can go on a tiered tray or a dough bowl. I did kind of secure the edges like this. I do need to put on a backer to this today, but I was really proud of it. So the tutorial is up on Tina's Instagram, and I will link her Instagram below with her handle so you can easily find it. And I can't wait to see your pillow finishes because I've seen a lot of people make these now, and they're so fun. And this one did take me quite a while just because it's patchwork and I had to cut and sew little tiny pieces together, but I did get it down to where it didn't take me 5 hours per pillow. That first night was kind of a booger just because I really didn't know what I was doing, but I've gotten better, and my pillows have gotten better too, so it's a win. Okay, so we'll wrap it up. I do have giveaway winners from last week. Oh, you know what? I meant to show you this too. When I was talking about the Welcome to the North Pole by Primrose, I had mentioned that I did a color conversion, and I will show you that. I'm not going to talk about each color right now, but I will link it and show it on my Instagram. So these are my colors that I chose. I did try to stick pretty close to the called for, but I just used Color and Cotton because that is my preference. So there is my color palette. And like I said, I'll share these on my Instagram. But that's what I have so far. Now, there are way more colors in this chart. But for the piece that I was working on, this middle section, because like I said, I'm a middle starter, I pulled the colors that I was going to need for this middle section. So there are more colors that still need to be pulled. But I don't like having a ton of flosses on my floss ring. I feel like it gets tangled and it gets sloppy looking. So anyway, so there's that. So let me share the giveaway winners from last week. The winner of the winter seasonal samplings is Donna Brown. Congratulations, Donna. Make sure if you message me on Instagram, I will get this out to you. Please make sure that when you message me that you tell me what you won, and that you also include your shipping address. And you can send that to me on Instagram at Mrs. Jones Stitches. The winner of the Critters is Jan McCarson. Congratulations, Jan. Jan won the Raindrop Kisses chart along with a curated fat quarter bundle from Primrose. And the winner of Spring Seasonal Samplings is Kimberly Bowman. Congratulations, Kimberly. And lastly, the winner of the Welcome to the North Pole chart is Meredith Lewis. Congratulations, Meredith. Again, if you won one of these giveaways, please make sure that you message me on Instagram with your name, tell me what you won, and your address, and I will get these popped in the mail to you this week. Okay, so to wrap up today, we do have a few more giveaways. I have 6 giveaways for this week, and let me show you what I'm giving away. I'm giving away another chart. This is the chart only of Raindrop Kisses. If you'd like to win this, use the word raindrop in your comment. I'm going to give away another winter seasonal samplings and another spring seasonal samplings. To win the spring one, use the word spring in your comment. To win the winter one, use the word winter in your comment. And to get ready for Jolly July, I'm giving away 3 Christmas charts. So the first one is Perfect Hot Cocoa. Now I'm going to do just a little bit different on this. If you would like to win this chart, I want you to use the word elf because of this little elf right here. So use the word elf if you would like to win this chart. Use the word snowman if you'd like to win the 2023 snowman. And I cannot wait to stitch this. Hot cocoa and Christmas cheer. I want you to use the word cheer if you'd like to win this. Again, these are all given to me by the wonderful ladies at Primrose. So thank you so much, Lindsay, Emily, Katie, Nettie, and the Primrose team for these generous giveaways this week. So that is all I have for this week, I think. Hopefully next week I will have Betsy's Tart finished and the Witch's Night Out, and I can show you that in my next video, which will probably be in about 2 weeks. I can't remember if I showed this in my last video or not, but look at my cup. Isn't that so fun? My friend Ray made this. He works with my husband at the fire department, and I just love it. So fun. So thank you, Ray. I think that's about it this week, friends. So thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in a giveaway, leave a comment below. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you are a subscriber to my channel. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.